literally just threw. I literally figured out how to flip out the pictures real quick. And it was like, it ain't that hard. I said, yes, it is. It took me forever to do it. They said, click this button. And I clicked replace, flip the picture.
Done.
We got intro.
Intro. Hey, everybody.
Welcome
everybody that's coming in. When you coming in, I hope y'all not too drunk off the wine yet. Like the live, please. Like the live, please. So we are here for our Friday, our weekly Friday night wind down. Karen Reed has caused the whole show. She has caused us to have to wind down every Friday night. It's okay though. But I will say, this trial has not fallen short of having things for us to talk about. Because we could do a whole show today. We could do a whole show on the first 30 minutes.
Now, I think I must keep my mouth shut sometimes, because today I said it was Friday and day 13. And in Karen Reed world, it was Friday the 13th, and I was low-key scared. And I don't know what was scarier. The text messages, the Heimlich, or that cross. I don't know which.
Don't even forget the dog. Dog. Who tries to put I never heard of a dog catfish ever in my life. No, yes, I have. Meet the Fockers. Remember, he had the cat. Lord Jesus. They've been watching Meet the Fockers on us.
I think, honestly, I am really thinking possibly that this might be the first time I've ever heard of somebody trying to teach an old dog
new
tricks. How do you rename an old dog when he already about 56? The dog is like 6, 7, 8 years ahead of us. Dog 7. The dog is elderly, and you just renamed it.
Let me hold up just a second, y'all. We done started the live. A moment of hold up.
No,
together.
What happened?
Moment of silence for old Chloe. Moment of silence. Moment of silence for Chloe. Because I fear Chloe has gone to doggy heaven on us.
And that's what I'm thinking. That's why no impressions would match, because it ain't the same dog. Now, the other thing I'm thinking is like, you know what? Now, for real, I just thought the Alberts was crazy enough to slap some Ambisol on the side of this dog's mouth and snatch a tooth out, and it wouldn't matter or match anyway. But at this point, if this dog is with a vet, the vet can come up with, I can print a record. The dog can, the vet can make the dog a little my chart or something.
Let me tell you something. When I take Barchi Milani to the vet, Barchi Milani has paperwork with my name on. Most importantly, that bill is seeking for me to make payment, okay? You are not getting out of the vet without a name and email, and you've paid with a credit card.
Name, email, address. But somebody brought up a good point today and said, you mean you want me to believe that a cop did not have their dog chipped?
Oh, that's a good point.
I said, you know what?
They said a dog match.
Y'all, the dog lived with the doctor.
Cora Albert is I'm going to say this though, y'all. I do think that Cora is a more suiting name than Chloe, because they said she would attack people. That sounds like somebody's old ass mean grandma. Cora. That name is more fitting. Chloe was too cute for her. I'm sorry. Chloe was too cute. She didn't act like a Chloe. She acted like Cora.
Cora, Chloe, Cujo. Listen, that dog. Cora
Jean. See, Ronnie, you feel me. Cora Jean. Cora Jean. That's really what that dog act like. More like a Cora Jean.
Listen, I don't know. Wasn't that on Medea? That was her daughter's name, Cora Jean.
That's what it's giving.
Yeah, that was my dear daughter name. Called Jean.
That's what it's giving. They said Hattie needs to be her name. You now
I don't
you
know
see
why
what
y'all giving me sweet grandma names that might get their life right and before be on the usher board or the mother board or something. That dog looked like Butch, Rufus, Rufus.
it's a girl. It was a girl.
That face looks tight face. Jen, we can go with a Jen.
My NASCAR is crazy.
There you go.
It is crazy. But you guys are right. And here's the thing: you might need to I don't understand how the defense let it in because it didn't sound believable to me. You wrote a report. You did not put the new owners' names, which I would think is very important information. Who the hell is Riley? And why does Riley only have a first name? Why does Riley only have a first name? Since when do we go in court and we just start saying, well, we met Karen. And Karen told us, who is Karen? Where did Karen come from? Y'all ain't get no background on Riley.
Miss Riley is just but Miss Riley had the dog in between the Alberts and the vet. But the vet been the vet since before the Alberts. So we need to find Riley because that means Cora Chloe Cujo. Riley's ass. And that dog had to get on somewhere, but they couldn't afford to have another report on that dog because the dog got a record. Dog got felonies.
Missy said Riley is an Albert. That's why we don't have their first name. It just doesn't sound believable. Could you, when you heard Buchanan up there talking, did you think the paperwork was real?
I knew it wasn't real. I knew it wasn't real because I mean, like, and just not being funny. But unless you in the hood, you can't just have no dog to be having no dog. Out here, if they find out you got a dog and that dog don't have its shots and all those things, if that dog is outside, just outside in your backyard, you will get a ticket. They do not play about that. Don't have no unsafe dog out here and let your dog run loose and somebody find it. Ain't no chip. They gonna talk to you about the chip. Because why are we finding your dog? Like you just can't be out here just having puppy meals and mess and just having dogs. Y'all talking about rehoming, redoing, and all this stuff with this dog, like somebody wanted. Dog, Chloe Cujo ain't got that many choices.
Ain't got that many choices.
Everybody ain't just gonna just volunteer to take that dog. They just not. That dog look like it eat people. I would not have that dog nowhere near me. I'm not going to sleep with that dog in my face. I'm not.
I don't know what to think. I don't think I know how to feel about this dog situation. And I was seeing on X prior to this trial, especially when, people gearing up, they told us that they were going to have somebody talk. They found the owners of Chloe and that Hank had seen Chloe and all of this. And I'm like, okay. But never in my mind did I expect that we were not going to be able to verify. Hank, you went and saw the dog and then verify it was the dog.
And if that's not crazy enough, if that's not crazy enough, you were going to go prepare a report with these 4 pieces of paper with no name on it. Not even the dog's name on it.
Not even a dog. What vet records I could pull up a bunch of records right now. They're going to have my dog's name on it and mine too. What records don't even have the damn dog's name on it?
No dog. Now, I got one question to start this off, and the chat can do it too. My one thing, absolutely. Who is your one side eye after this week? After what we've watched so far, who or what are you side eyeing? Cujo out of it, just the humans. 2-legged MF.
Yuri. He's an absolute liar.
Yuri is a mess.
He's a liar. He's a liar. he should not be on anyone's police department. And the fact that he was, how can you trust a man who's sitting on this stand and tell you that former trooper Michael Proctor is honest and has integrity?
He did say he felt it was honest. Well, he had his sayings together. Let's just say that he did have his sayings together. He did. He said, listen, he's got his, what do you say, with honor, integrity, and the evidence.
Professionalism. He said that at one point too.
The evidence pointed in a direction that it went naturally. It was the only direction that the evidence pointed in.
He kept saying that. That's like something he wrote down and memorized.
Right, that was yesterday. Today it was in the general vicinity where everything else.
When I tell you that,
it was in the general vicinity of where all other evidence was found, near where John O'Keefe was found. That was his saying for today.
Baby, this chat moving so fast. I wish I could catch everything, baby. This chat is moving fast as hell. Y'all are talking. How many people in the chat? Can y'all tell me? Normally I can see, but it's on Miss J's. It's on Miss J's stream today.
Hold on. How can we see? How can we see?
Damn, y'all is chatting in the chat. 188. Okay.
188. Okay.
Well, goddamn. Wait a minute.
In the chat. Wait a minute. It's going everywhere because I see. Okay.
That it's over. Okay. 188 in one chat. 130 in another chat. So we are.
Because I think we had it said we had 319.
I'm like, it's about 4. It's got to be because this chat moving too fast for just 188 35.
It's moving and grooving now. Okay, so here we go. You said Yuri. I missed some in the chat. I know I seen some gens. Who out of these 3 weeks? She said Motor Mouth, Captain Quick Finish Whiskey Higgins.
Captain Quick Finish is crazy.
I'm gonna tell y'all because I just sat and thought about this. I'm gonna tell y'all who I am side eyeing, and he's got to come to the front now. Yuri, I see some more Yuris. Y'all on Yuri behind. Yuri too, but let me tell y'all who I'm side eyeing right now, and he has not been on the stand. Tully.
I don't know if he's gonna make it, friend.
I am side eyeing the hell out of Lieutenant Trooper, whatever his name is, Tully.
I don't think he's gonna make it. So
because what I am now seeing, okay, thanks for that. Oh, we see some super chats flying through. There goes some yellow. There goes some yellow. I did see somebody else too. I missed the first one. The chat was flying. I'm sorry, y'all.
The chat is flying.
Now, I will say, this is where I got hung up. Tully is over Buchanan.
Yeah.
Tully was making phone calls a minute after finding out they were going to get the Lexus. Tully is supervising some folks. Tully is why he calling the CERT team if he was just going to send his own team in later? It's like Tully set this up for somebody else to touch the scene before he sent Proctor and Buchanan and DeChico and all them in. It's like you got to come to the front and explain yourself.
And why the CERT team when they are search and rescue? That's not the crime. Those are not crime scene. Do we call them crime scene investigators? No, this was the CERT team. That's why he kept saying we usually use this amount of people to find people, missing persons. He kept saying that. Why the hell would you call CERT?
You call CERT for evidence, and that's what I'm saying. Like it was too much. It was putting 20 on 10. Why do you need people who track people to come take a look at the scene? It's like you were setting it up to say, it's been excavated and searched by the best. This is how serious this was. This is how deep this was. But with a snow blower, a leaf blower,
I still got his testimony.
People, nobody found no taillight.
None.
Until after this Lexus was in custody.
And the crazy part about that is, for those people who believe Karen did it, the issue is such a coincidence. They were 3 minutes away. Her truck was 3 minutes away. And then we have to remember, Proctor over there by that car.
Over by the car.
Right.
3 feet at her mama's house. Sees that. The other thing is, if this is going to come down to technicalities, which I don't think it is, but if you're even going to come down to technicalities, you seizing things without a warrant is not going to sit right with a normal human.
Do you think they caught it?
I know they caught it.
I caught it. I said,
I'm going to say why. Because as a lay person, there's only so much legal I got in my back pocket. Okay. And what I do know is you can't do that without a warrant. Everybody knows you can't search my without a warrant. Don't touch my without a warrant.
I don't understand why she did it.
Come in here without a warrant. I think Karen thought John had friends. I think Karen thought, I didn't do anything. What's the harm? These are John's buddies. We drink with them all the time. We talk all the time. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, y'all sound like y'all do some other things together, because ain't no other grown woman finna come put me in the Heimlich and I ain't chewing nothing.
I don't understand it.
Two grown men are play fighting in the bar. Stop drinking. Don't nobody touch nothing else. Get somebody to fry up. At that point, you need grease.
Baby, we got Aaron being hunted by Chloe in the chat.
Oh, Lord.
Chloe want to be saved. But I thought the whole situation at the bar was weird. Because let me not say weird. I just wasn't expecting men their age to be playing around like that. But maybe it's a military cop thing. Because Brian they like 50. Just in the bar playing like I thought I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it.
All right, y'all. We got a poll up. Is Chloe with the great bone in the sky?
She is, baby.
Is Cora Chloe, or is Chloe in the upper room?
You're not changing a dog's name that when they're dead.
Not old. At that point, she probably can't have hair. You know, at that point, they start losing their hearing, losing their sight. You can't move your furniture around because they start running into stuff. You cannot. Change a dog's name. You can change it. You can call it all you want to. Now, I don't think she's gonna respond to you.
My niece, the dog that my niece has, she this sweet dog was rehomed. She was like 2. She's about to be 6. So my niece has had her 3 years now. She was 2 or 3 when she was rehomed. Okay, she was rehomed. And my niece did want to change her name, but she was 3. Why would you change the dog's name when she's 3? She was rehomed at a later time. Hell, Barchi was rehomed. Barchi was rehomed and her name got changed, but she was 9 months when I got her. I can't see them rehoming, not only rehoming the dog, but changing her name at 7. That I just can't get that one. I don't think that one. I can't get behind it.
I feel like you can. I feel like you can change it to whatever you want to change it to. What I'm saying is, when you change it, she ain't gonna respond.
Probably not. Gonna be looking around like, who are you talking to?
That dog gonna be looking for Cora just like you is. That dog don't know nothing about what you talking about.
They said it's AJ implying that the dog is dead. It's right here. I got it. But I'm about to get some tequila too now. It's right here. I got it right here, Ash. Is AJ implying that Chloe is dead? Yes, because where's the dog? Here's the thing, y'all. Let's talk about it again. If these people didn't do anything, if they're innocent, right? Turn your dog over. There should be no issue. Oh, Lexi, I must have missed your comment. Hey, there should be no issue. Hey, the dog is here. She's let's say she's with, well, I'm trying to think of the name, Sarah Park and Mark Park. They're a nice family. I think they said Virginia, New Hampshire. Here she is. Why does Yuri have a report with no names in it? I don't think they found a dog. I don't think they found a dog. Key, yes, you forgot Yates has a Yates, that's her dog name. But yes, I think he's wanting the jury to know that this dog has vanished. The dog has vanished. There is no way around it. We can't verify who this dog is. To have vet records with no name in them, there has to be somebody on that jury with the dog, and they're like, that's strange. That they found the dog, all right. Yeah, like you said, it's just,
I'm about to say, now what I will say is if they dropped the dog off for the appointment, it said the dog name was Cora, and the dog never responded. Maybe they didn't feel comfortable putting it on the paper.
That dog is dead.
Oh gosh.
Stop, Barchi. That dog is dead and gone. It's dead and gone.
Yeah, I think Chloe might be.
Poor Chloe is gone to doggy heaven. Well before her time. I hope it was a peaceful. I hope it was a peaceful death. But Chloe is gone. She is gone. Do you think AJ will bring up Colin Albert? Gabrielle's not really a reason for him to do so. And I think there's some ruling about Colin, but I don't remember what it is. But I don't think he's going to bring him up. I don't think he's going to bring it up.
Okay, friend. My next one, chat. Jessica Hyde. We gotta get it's a whole week, friend. Jessica Hyde. What did y'all think of Jessica Hyde?
I don't think the O'Keefe family is looking at the retrial different, Jay. What did we think about Jessica Hyde?
What's your first impression? Besides the side eye, what was your first impression of Jessica Hyde? Because let's remember, there was a whole argument about what she was going to talk about where her opinion would lie, about her being.
They put pizza in the chat.
She might be Amish.
Not she needed to hide. She is crazy. Wait a minute.
I had to refrain from saying that she needed to go turn some butter, but I just
somebody said Erin said her horse and buggy was waiting on her outside.
Listen.
May the 4th be with you.
I might be showing my age here, but I'm telling y'all, there used to be a song. So I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember Weird Al. His name was.
Say I'm showing my age, like you 72.
Listen, because some people might not know Weird Al Yankovic, but y'all, he used to do parodies of songs. And Coolio had a song called Gangsta's Paradise. So Weird Al went and did Amish Paradise. So if you go look at that video, that's what I was seeing.
When you saw Jessica Hyde.
When I started thinking,
I remember that.
Paradise. I just started thinking of it.
When she said May the 4th be with you, y'all, I said, oh, she think this shit again. She thinks this shit again.
He was not. Brennan was on.
Here's my real feeling about Jessica Hyde. I feel like she's smart. I think she's very passionate about the work she does, but I also think she can be bought. And I think she showed that when she was on the stand. Now,
You'd be bald.
if you are on that stand and you really, really believe what you're saying, cool. But for your reports to say something different than what you are saying on the stand, that's a problem for me, because stand by the science. That's the one thing I feel like, and I know science can be subjective.
There you go.
Science can be subjective. Let me say that too. I am very aware of that. However, she was just like outright felt like she was refusing to say that certain things were possibilities. Like with the 227 search, it did not happen. You really are not sure. And that's my problem. If you are really not sure, then let's say that. Don't double down on it when there's a possibility it could have happened.
Right.
She was just like doubling. That was my problem with Jessica Hyde.
See, I'm gonna tell you what, when they started to argue about her, I'm not gonna lie, because Alessi wasn't playing no game.
He was not. Oh,
he was not playing, and Hank could not hang. Okay, in that argument, I felt bad because Alessi was like getting ready to make her look crazy. He was getting ready to make her look good and goofy, right? Mm-hmm. So she got up there and she started to talk about her accolades and her resume and her background and her accomplishments. And then she did have things that were actually peer reviewed and had the weight behind them. I'm like, okay, you could probably say that, you know, something that she says, this ain't her first paper. This ain't the first thing she threw out there. This is not new. This is what she does, right? So I was like, okay, maybe this is the only thing they got on her, that this one thing is not peer reviewed that she's talking about. Okay, cool. And the more she opened up her mouth, the more I remembered when I used to be a supervisor and we used to do interviews. And see, people, you find out real quick that when you thought you called somebody supervisor, it might have been their cousin.
Wait.
Like, it's like, I think the way she rambled off that resume, and then when she started talking, it made me feel like ChatGPT wrote that resume, and she said it, because there's no way you talking the way you talking, but your resume is this. There's no way you are actually a part of the governing body that actually comes up with the standards for this, and then you say the stuff you say. There's no way you actually sit on boards and you are part of these groups.
If you worked for Axiom and you got up on that stand and I was the vice president of this, that, and the third, and you have essentially said that it's a great company. They have a great reputation. Why didn't they do the same thing Celebrate did? And then I saw online, Celebrate has been paid over $200,000 by the Commonwealth. And this is a relationship I'm sure they would like to keep, right?
Right.
This is a paying customer. That's not a small sum of money. Celebrate's biggest their biggest customers are probably government agencies.
Absolutely.
So you kind of have an incentive to help that agency out. Why did they remove everything out of everything that lady did? 2:27 a.m. is the only thing that needed to be removed.
And can't nobody explain it. And then when you do explain it, and this is the thing, if you could give me a good explanation that's the same all the time, so we can repeat it and show it again, that's one thing. If you want me to believe that this tab actually has the control to hold on to, she says, shot o'clock. Okay, I got my wine. Thank you, Chaz. If we wanted to actually show, God, I just hate to do this to her.
Why?
But if you want me to believe, okay, so if you want me to believe that the tab is absolutely so powerful that no matter what you do in it, it keeps the tab is still in control, right? None of the searches, nothing that happens underneath it is in control. The tab itself is in control. Mm-hmm. Then why can't you tell me what else happened on the tab other than the last thing?
So you want me to take your word for it that you closed one tab at 227 and some change, and that was the It's Raining Men video. Then you opened a new tab at 227 and did nothing? So what was the point of closing It's Raining Men if you weren't getting ready to look up something else? But
she
the
had
fact
no explanation for that.
else that happened on that tab, you can tell me she was Googling, but you can't tell me it happened on that tab. So why do you want me to believe that you, whatever you're saying about this tab, why would I ever believe that if you can't tell me nothing else about the tab, if it's Tab Almighty?
Not only that, think about the 5:07 a.m. search. Why didn't they didn't even ask her to do any research on that?
Let me tell you something. The other thing I saw that set me up is that it messed me up. Okay, so Alessi had two cases about her. It was the Maryland case where the Maryland Dalbert hearing said she don't know what she's talking about. She ain't no expert in that. We're not going to bring that in. It's the judge ruled against it. Then it was the Massachusetts case. So that means you sat up in the state of Massachusetts and inserted yourself. See, everybody got that coworker that they just come with their 2 cents, open up their mouth first, and don't never be right. Or they the boss. Whenever your boss go to the bathroom or something, soon as she leave the floor, now this person walking around. Everybody got. That's how she started to come off to me, because why on God's green earth, after not being reached out to, after not being requested, after not having a contract, would you go and write a whole opinion as a friend of the court?
A friend of the court was hilarious to me.
Of the evidence. That sounds like some biased mess to me. Like, did anybody ask you? Nobody asked you, and now you got a whole case against you talking about she was talking crazy, and the report ain't what it should be. Why you even write it? You ain't got nothing else to do.
No,
all them groups and things that you were part of, just you ain't in the group chat either. Let me tell you something, Jessica. I found you a friend. Her name is Carrie. You and Carrie can get a group chat. They like to talk and talk.
Hit it off. They would probably hit it off.
They need, because we know Jessica ain't nobody's group chat talking like that, just inserting herself, giving her 2 cents. No, she's not.
Nope.
Not. Her best friend is probably something they don't even talk back. I think that maybe she should get.
Oh.
I'm serious. I think she should get Carrie's number.
Oh.
They should become friends.
I think probably that doesn't even talk back. I am done.
Now with that, how do you feel about the tab search now?
Me?
Yeah. How do you feel about the tab search? That this whole explanation, Cellbrite going with the software. She claimed Axiom has their guide, their artifacts guide to tell you if this happened, this is what it is. Do you feel like it's a real thing, or do you feel like they've taken a thing and blew it up?
I think they had to address it because they know it looks bad. And they have done their best to explain it away. However, if I'm on the jury, I absolutely believe the search happened because they're not questioning anything else that she searched. They're telling you what she did. She went to sports. And in between the sports and It's Raining Men, she searched How Long to Die Cold. She probably thought about it and said, shit, I don't need to search that. Deleted it out her phone and went on about, let me search something else real quick. Because she probably thought deleting it and searching something else would make more sense. She does not work in IT. I believe it absolutely happened. Nothing that they say will make me think it did. Just like that lady with the call log. I went through my call log. I have my calls go back all the way back to December. You telling me in 3 days her call log just started deleting calls?
200 calls. Let me tell you something. I think they are harping so much. I know they have to harp on 227 because 227 absolutely goes along with part of or one of the defense's theories, the defense's theory.
So you have to address the 227. But for me, I don't give a damn what time you did it. Why did you do it?
Why?
Why did you do it? And if you wanted me to believe it happened at didn't happen at 227 and it happened at 623 or 624, as Jessica says, if you want me to believe that it happened at 624, then something around 624, since it's all on camera, video, audio, something about what you are saying should be there. Like you're sitting in the back of a dark police car with no lights. It's dark outside. Why didn't the back of the car light up?
Not only that, Haslong in the search at 227 and the search at 220, 324, they're different.
They're different. And baby, you know what? I'm starting to think Canton don't have good school systems because
Probably don't.
She can't spell a thing, even when she texted in the group. You know, they probably just look at that and just be like, in a minute, because it's Jen. Also, not only that, today, poor baby today, he sounded like he was reading with his finger.
I enjoyed Yuri. Towards the middle.
Into reading out loud again. Maybe he ain't did that since school.
Put a little spunk in it towards the middle. Remember?
Reading like
Yuri said, why are you texting me right now? Are you playing with me? No, I'm not playing with you. Why would you say that? I said, yes, give me something. Yuri was giving me something, baby. Did you hear me?
Thank you.
Yuri was doing it for me, baby. Yuri was doing it for me. I said, oh, I think it's starting to get interesting to him. He's starting to change his voice.
Yeah, I think he was starting to get into it. I think there was some parts of them text message that Higgins didn't tell him about. Higgins didn't tell his friend all the whole tea. And see, his friend was finding out in the courtroom, so he got to reading it real good, like he was reading it to because Higgins ain't tell the truth.
Come over my house. He reading it like he questioning it. Like what? I said, Yuri.
I said, once Hennessy entered the chat, that was it. I'm gonna wait on Hennessy though.
What was he saying, Didi? Ha ha. Ha ha. No, did you guys hear him?
Question mark. Like at the beginning, he was scared.
They asked that man, what did Brian Higgins' last text before John died? And it was, well, that man said, I said, okay, so he finna start a chant up there. It was giving Tina Turner and What's Love Got to Do with It. You know, when she started worshiping Buddha and started doing her chants. I said, Lord, he finna start a chant up here. You said, I said, okay. I think he just gotten into character. I think he gave Hank what he wanted. Remember, Hank wanted to hire some people to read. He didn't need that. He needed Yuri.
Hank, I'll read them for you because you be taking too long. Y'all be playing. Now, okay, I got one.
Go.
Because these interludes, I don't think they're hitting the way Hank wants them to hit. But that one said, it's going to be Jen McCabe or me.
And how did you feel?
And she said, either I'm going down or you are. How did y'all feel about that clip? Did it eat? What did that clip do for you at that moment?
Oh, yeah, good question. I'm watching the chat.
What did it do at that last one was help for Karen and not Jen?
Oh, they count down in the chat. Miss Dre's doing a shot countdown. I like y'all. Y'all my kind of people.
Uh-oh.
She at 2. It's shot o'clock. Take a shot.
It's 8 for Karen. Oh, listen.
Take a sip. Okay. Alice is right here. I
am safe all day.
I love taking shots with y'all. Y'all so fun.
Listen, we can do this now.
Listen.
We can make this Friday thing now. But seriously, after everything y'all have seen in the trial, at that point, friend, I didn't understand why he played that right there.
Well, from his point of view, he wants the jury to think that Karen believes it's her or Jennifer, that maybe her defense is putting all of this information out to get Jennifer to be the blame. I don't think any of us think Jennifer did anything to John O'Keefe. We just believe she knows what happened to him. And for me, it didn't eat either. I thought it was a waste of time. And then when I thought about the context, in that video, she was talking about finding out about the 227 search, finding about all of the things that Jen had been doing. When you add context to that, I get why she said it.
I get why she said it, but I'm just like, Hank, why?
Hold on, Alice. Hold on, T. Alice said, the comments moving so fast. Alice said, my family's going to hate to see the chat coming at my 40th because I'm having a big 40th birthday in 2 years. First of all, I'm going to tell you, y'all going to hate to see me coming because I'm going to be fine and in shape and just look at I'm going to be looking 22 again, okay? Are they going to hate to see my chat? Because we going to be, the shot o'clock going to be crazy. It's
going to be church you got to get, because I just talked to my aunt about that, because y'all know I turned 40 in January. And my aunt used to have
wait, T. What you got to figure it out, because you know we got something else that's possibly happening in January too. New Year's.
No, it's January. I just turned 40.
You just turned 40? I didn't know it was 40. I thought you were just 1 year older. I didn't know it was 40.
Yeah, I turned 40.
1 year older than me. Okay. Damn.
So I'm telling y'all, my aunt used to have this t-shirt way back when she turned 40. And I asked her about the t-shirt, and she said, I don't know whatever happened to that t-shirt, but I will never forget it because I was literally adding. And she said, I'm not 40. I'm 22 with 18 years experience.
I know that's right.
She said, because she didn't want to be 21. She wanted to be a little past that.
Yeah, I get that.
I said, oh, not if who? All right, Catherine. She be talking. I see. She's going to turn it down. She's going to have to sit it down for a little bit.
Let me tell you one thing. I'm going to be is fine in posing nude for my
birthday,
okay? Ain't no baby going to be.
What I'm going to tell you
ain't no baby
at 40, I don't give a F stage. You just don't. You don't give a F, and you don't have time for it. There's a whole lot of things you I'm telling you, it get worse. The second I woke up, I said, I don't give a damn about none of this.
Didi, cookie cakes will be sitched quite right at 40, okay?
Yeah,
cookie
I don't
cakes
think
are coming and they're gonna be sitting right at 40. Okay.
I'm gonna tell y'all what has been y'all's pet peeve this weekend. This week. What is the thing that has just irked your nerve this week? Friend, what has irked your nerve?
Yuri.
Why is Yuri the answer? You side-eyeing Yuri. Yuri is irking you. Yuri
can't stand him. I'm like, T, I have never disliked the person as much as I dislike Yuri. I don't even know that man. His presence on the stand pisses me off. The fact that I have to see him on Monday pisses me off.
Pisses me off. Why he sit up there sounding like you, Virginia Doubtfire.
I don't like him. I don't like him.
Bev is irking y'all. Bev has been the pet peeve. Yuri, Jessica, and Hank. I'm gonna tell y'all the one thing that has been on my nerve more than all of that this week. Mr. O'Keefe. That has made my blood boil. Mr. O'Keefe. Officer. No, they keep calling this man Mr. like he wasn't a police officer. He done been a man in the snow, guy in the snow, unresponsive, down. Everybody got a title, even Cujo, but we can't come up with Officer O'Keefe. Even on the evidence bag, it said victim, John O'Keefe. We can't get an OFC on there or something. Like, golly, call him something.
One of their own, which sometimes makes me wonder about people. What did John do?
What did John know? I don't think John got to do it. What did John know?
Oh.
Because John didn't get to do it. This was a setup from the pits of hell. He didn't get to do it. That's why they all still able to run around. Now they look like he knew something, and it looked like they're still trying to cover it up because all of them look stressed.
Everybody does look stressed. Because let me tell you something. If Trooper Paul just got fired. Trooper Proctor, if he got fired and I'm his supervisor, ain't no way I'm sitting up here acting like Yuri. It's no way.
First of all, and that's what they really need to be scared of. Because if I'm Proctor and y'all been kicking it with me, chilling with me, texting with me, talking with me, don't have no problem with me turning shit in 2 weeks, 3 weeks late. You ain't have no problem with nothing I do. And then all of a sudden now I'm the bad person. Y'all gonna act like I'm the only one that was out here doing it? Oh, I'm telling on everybody. I'm volunteering to testify. I'm telling everything.
Baby, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much for me. I feel like I'm gonna have to wait till we get off of this live. I gotta wait till we get off of this live so I can address what's going on in these comments. Okay. I'm gonna wait till we get off this one. But yes, I don't know why Yuri would go on the stand. He's very smug. He's coming out very arrogant. The fact that he's standing on the fact that they didn't do what they were supposed to do, the fact that it's just, we do great work. We do everything by the book. The taillight pieces, someone said this on X, and I want to know if you caught it because I didn't think of it this way. I don't think Yuri collected. You don't like it?
No, somebody asked what is it that I was drinking. I just got my horror thing in there, but it's called Ice Wine by Trooper Tully.
Someone said that they believe Trooper Paul is the one. Proctor got all of those taillight pieces. That the main reason Buchanan couldn't say anything today, and the handwrite, he never got those pieces. They all came from Trooper Proctor, and I'm like, that's damn near believable, because why would you collect something, not fill it out, and not turn it in? Why would you do that?
We already said what he said, because even though he may have possibly got 20 pieces and they're saying there was 46 pieces out there, he said, if you show me anything from anybody on my team, I will testify to that as gospel.
It's gospel. Okay.
So I think what he's telling us that. So even today, when AJ said you only got 20 possibly pieces from out there, they talking about he had 46.
46.
You just gonna testify that? He said, yeah.
46.
He said that without a problem. I said, see, if you gonna sit up here knowing this fool went and picked up something. What did they say? February 10th?
February 10th. February 11th. But keep in mind, none of it was turned in until March 14th.
What we doing? What we doing? Like March 14th?
What are you doing? What did Yuri say? No. Don't try to say that. We collected it. It's on the bag. It just, it was secured. How do we know that?
And so our next question, what was Berkowitz doing up in the den of sin? What they got on him? They obviously got the house wired for sound like Diddy did, because Berkowitz,
Berkey.
and old as he was, said he was driving down the street in the rain and spotted a piece of taillight.
Not only that, let's keep it cute. Let's think about this too. Have you ever heard what Brian Higgins said at Berkowitz's retirement party?
No, I just heard today that they were friends.
Okay, he said something to the effect of, if I ever needed to hide a dead body, I would definitely call Berkowitz.
Well, they did.
If I ever needed to hide a body, I would call Berkowitz.
See, the thing
Something
is,
like
they got something on Berkowitz's old ass or something.
Well, he's gone now, friend.
Will make the whole thing fall. But my thing is like, was nobody thinking? All y'all grown asses are sitting there, and you mean to tell me that the best story all of you officers come up with is that a damn near 7-inch piece of red ass tail light wasn't there yesterday, but the next day it is? But the next day it is? How did that happen?
How?
How did you not see it yesterday?
Well, it hadn't revealed itself yet. They were still waiting on the snow to melt. And when the snow did melt enough, it revealed itself and it spoke to them.
Wasn't nobody talking to them but the devil, because the scene speaking to them and the evidence speaking to them and revealing itself. Like, all you did was make the last thing you wanted us to hang our hat on seem more and more incompetent. Y'all want to tell us that this CERT team go out here tracking people and y'all were using them for evidence. And then you say, oh, well, there was some snow there from the excavation. So you mean to tell me that people that actually track people, matters of life and death, you mean to tell me that they are so novice that they would shovel some snow and throw it back into the search area, causing a pile that makes it so that a 7-inch piece, 7-inch piece of glass got to reveal itself? So what was the point of calling the CERT team if it was good enough as calling Groove's minions?
They were only out there for 45 minutes. They were not interested in doing a real search. 45 minutes. Talking about it was getting dark. You guys search for people. So you have to have access to big lights that you could put outside. You didn't secure the crime scene. I mean, there was so much stuff that not even a police officer that I feel like they should have done, they did not do. You left that yard wide open for someone inside the house or anybody to just walk up and do what they wanted to do.
First of all, you left it wide open and then came to look after it was already open. Everything about
ring footage. What a ring footage for the days after. Show me that too.
Well, where's the ring footage when Karen pulled up? That would have been motion.
Gone. It's gone.
You know, and the crazy thing about that is, if you got a Ring app on your phone, you know that when you open that phone, you and only you can delete that stuff. And who had his phone? Not in the Faraday bag all damn day.
Because why would Karen delete the one thing that could exonerate her? Why would she do that?
I'm talking about Proctor and Buchanan. They had John's phone. They had John's phone, and they also had, and then also Jessica Hyde said up front that it was still getting notifications and shit when she got it.
Wait a minute. Let's talk. I'm glad you brought this up. Why would Jessica Hyde sit her ass on that stand and say maybe they had a Faraday bag that was malfunctioning? I said, now why would you go that far, Jessica? And this is what we talk about when you don't have a dog in the fight, but you fighting like you do. Why would you say that? That's crazy. Why would you say that? You know, they could. I'm not saying they did, but I'm like, girl, why would you even bring that up?
My thing is, he hasn't asked you one open-ended question. And then he all of a sudden says, what would be the proper process for, oh, do you want me to start it? Or do you want me to start pick something? He said, oh, start the ladder. Start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning. I knew where you were going.
At that point, as much as you was talking, I'm just thinking to myself, I ain't never heard that word. I ain't hear nothing about that in this case. All he's doing is showing the jury every single thing that heard that has never freaking happened. And now you got to try to backtrack and say, oh, well, I mean, on the other side, we got more information than we would have had if it
listened. Why would you say that?
So you're going to just
say that?
the way it's supposed to be.
Listen, if truth be told, the information from 6 to 12 doesn't matter. We need the information. I mean, from after he shut that phone off, it doesn't matter. We need everything before. Everything before.
But the information after that is telling us a whole lot, because now, was those notifications checked? Were those messages read? Because what was you on that phone doing? What were you on that phone doing? But the thing is like, you, to be honest, what was the point of going to ring for the subpoena when you had the access to his account? Y'all could have went there and watched the whole video. Like, not being funny, if you really wanted to solve this and you wanted to look at his ring footage, you could have looked at everything you wanted to. You didn't have to ask ring for everything. Y'all was obviously in his phone. So you could see if Karen actually came back at 12:36. And you mean to tell me, again, the same cop that has not chipped his dog don't have a doorbell camera?
And I thought that was strange too. I thought it was strange too that he didn't have a ring camera. I thought that was a little strange.
But the chief across the street do. The deputy chief across the street do. He got one. I'm sure everybody else on the street got one. Everybody
inside the house. He didn't even have cameras inside the house, and you would think he'd have something.
I think he did, and got rid of that mess before anybody said nothing. Because you're not going to make me believe that an officer of the law is going to not have. First of all, everybody. I ain't gonna say an officer of the law. Hell, my granddaddy had one, and didn't much know how to work a smartphone. Didn't want to give up his flip phone, and he had a doorbell.
Right, Kay.
Everybody has one. He ain't want to record the phone. You're in the den of sin. Listen, at this point, that obviously would have been his what would have saved him? Because I would believe that.
You had to make him say it last time too.
What?
You remember when her car hit John's car, and he didn't want to say it. I was telling him, I said, "Oh, he's not going to say it this time. We're going to have to go." I thought we were going to have to impeach him. He still was like, there was movement. Now, someone said that the jury laughed when he did that. There was movement. He didn't want to say that her car hit his car.
I was so glad that AJ said exactly what we were thinking. Well, so what was it? An earthquake? Like, the cars hit. Why don't you want to say it? He made sure to say that they had contact at a slow rate of speed that, in his assessment, wouldn't cause damage. But
he said a slow speed. It was all of the stuff. He had a tiny laceration on his eye. It doesn't matter. If it's there, something could have happened. Tiny. He kept saying that, very small. And I'm like, Yuri. I think I called that man name so much. When I tell you, I'm ready for him to get off the stand. He is on my nerves bad. And I don't know from their witness list, from who's left, who could get on my nerves worse other than probably Proctor. But I would say this. Proctor's last year, he took it to the chin. He was wrong, but he took it to the chin. He didn't fight much. You could tell he didn't want to be up there, but he did what he needed to do. He was so much better than Yuri up there. Even Tully wasn't so bad. Yuri just, I think he's this time around.
I'm glad he didn't put another warm colored tie on, because every time he put his head down and he was getting nervous, his ears were starting to match his tie.
You said what?
Oh, excuse me. Every time he was effing up, he'd look down and be trying to look at the report. You can see the top of his ear start matching his tie.
He was turning red. He was very annoyed.
Yeah, that little McDonald's arch up here by his side part, it got a vein right here, and that mug start to pop out every time he start lying. I go, there it go. Look at the side part. There it go. So I know we got to get into it because it's inevitable. Friend, these text messages.
Are you gonna pull it up?
I was just looking down the whole time. I was shaking my head and screaming. I'm telling you where I'm gonna tell you where I had a absolute reaction. I did good today, y'all, didn't I? During
No,
the text.
Darlene, Tully has not testified yet, Darlene. And to be completely honest, he might not testify. You might not get Tully.
I hope Proctor tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help him God.
I don't know.
He gonna have to. That's the only way he gonna be able to get anything out of this. He got to go like he haven't had a come to Jesus moment, and he just want to atone for everything that he's done. I don't know that it would make a difference or not, but I think somebody's going to have to flip. And like Mike Epps used to say, whoever get the phone first, the other one's going to jail. Whoever tell first is going to be the only one to get out of this. Everybody else's options are jail or hell. That's it. Somebody got to tell, and then that's it for the rest of it. That's it. But when we get to these text messages between Brian Higgins and Karen, first of all, I felt so bad for Karen. I know she don't feel bad, but I felt so bad for Karen.
You feel bad for Karen? Why? Because her text messages were being read in court.
Not just your text messages being read in court. Let me tell you something. Everybody have a moment where they feel like they're going to get some get back, right? But if you're going to put my get back on display, don't let it be with the flabby fool who let the other big old flabby fool put him in a Heimlich. Don't be doing the play. You just sitting up there just staring. Just
the messages were awkward as hell. First
goofy looking, and now everybody know he got Karen. Like, oh, some people you just have right to remain silent, right? You just don't want nobody to ever know. You just see people from years and years ago, and they be like, oh, I used to date her. No, you didn't. Don't tell nobody that. Don't tell them. Now everybody for life.
Or they walk up to you, you don't forgot them so bad, you don't even remember their name, and you like, hey.
Like you ain't had nobody else to remember since then. Just don't do it. And then sometimes that's why you can't never be the one to take one for the team, because Higgins should have only been taken for the team. And now they got to put all of her messages with Higgins out here as it like, oh, now the whole world gonna remember me with you. Like, oh, they didn't even get to see.
Don't remember. Now, in Karen's defense, outside of her sounding completely drunk in most of the text messages, because
he was always drunk.
Outside of that, I think Higgins looks worse. I mean, because he was really begging in those messages. What was he saying?
Higgins was in love by day 4. Okay, Higgins was in love. Okay, that just lets you know that Higgins need to be in the group chat with Carrie and Jessica.
Hold on. Paula said, "Can someone explain why Karen said she kissed Carrie and Josh too? Because she wanted to make it seem like her kissing him wasn't that big of a deal. That girl said I kissed Gay Jeff too. I said, well, damn." She's comparing her. She said, don't get too excited, boo. I kissed Gay Jeff too.
The premium. Karen is a zone 3 spinner. Okay. Karen was he didn't get it. And so for him, it looks bad, but it always looks worse because the guy get to say he got you. Like he got to say now you always a notch on his belt. It's just ain't nothing about you, Higgins, that you can freaking, I mean, hell, in the messages he half sounded homeless. Just always at the office, always in his work car, always excuse, always just. It just ain't gonna look the same if Karen say, "Nah, I took you down." It's just like, why? What
did he say? I really wanted to know what was going on here. Is this real? That's what he was saying on the stand. It's okay. This is what we would do. What you have to do. Online, I don't know when you do this, one of your live days. If Higgins does not testify, to get some context, you just got to go back and watch him. He wasn't up there like 2 days or anything like that.
Higgins is
Proctor. You got to go see Proctor.
Jesus. Higgins is just, I think he knew. He knew in his heart that wasn't supposed to happen. He knew in his heart he wasn't never supposed to talk to Karen. He knew this was a joke. He knew she was not serious. Karen gaslighted the shit out of him. She would start when she was bored. Gaslight the shit out of him. They had some rude ass jokes. Then she'd give him a couple compliments. He'd bite, be fish right back on the hook again. She'd get drunk. She'd start talking tough, talking crazy to him. Then she'd do something like kiss him. Then wake up the next morning. Then go ghost. Why I didn't hear from you. Then she gaslight him. Phone go both ways. You know he ain't finna call and let John catch him. Because he up here saying, I don't talk out of school. I'm safe.
He said, I don't talk out of school.
I know how to be on the side. He pick up the phone. I change my voice.
No. Listen. When he asked her, how are you texting me right now? Are you at home? Are you doing? I said, wait a minute. He will be the side dude forever long, however long he has to be the side dude.
School. I'm private. Then he said, I'm safe. I'm safe. And you could tell the man was in love because she said, that's not what John said. John said you be talking sometimes. Why he talking shit about me? He got mad so quick about John. He knew John would have folded his laundry with it still on his back. He knew John would have flipped his big ass like a pancake. He know it. That's why he knew better. No, I'm not going to come over. No, what you mean he know? We saw it on the ring camera. What you mean? He was so scared of John finding out, but he knew.
You don't say, I don't want no drama. Wait a minute. I don't want no drama after the kids. I don't want no drama.
I don't put me in this trouble. He did not want John to take his ass out there and square up. He had no idea. He wanted to know. I think that's really why he texted John, are you coming over here? Because he wanted to see, was John still in a happy mood? He wanted to know what John knew.
You might be right, because why much of my thing is this. You and John really not friends for real. Okay, cool. You text the girl. Why would you text him? Y'all coming over here like you really just trying to not trying to see about his girl.
Because Karen ain't answered all day in his face. She just acting like her phone ain't ringing. He picking up his phone, texting and looking at her direction. She ain't looked at the phone.
She ain't even look at. Didn't even tell him hi when they walked in the bar. I said, whatever happened at Ryan's house.
Ain't no whatever happened. Just put the poll up. Did Karen and Higgins share more than a kiss? You know what happened.
What do you think happened?
What you mean? You get over there. I'm like, drop the Addy, drop the low. You playing. What you want me to do? Ride down the street, yell your name? I ain't seen no address yet.
What do you say? You don't have to come if you don't want to. I said,
he was trying to keep her from coming over there.
I said, this man right here, goddamn, you never gonna get her acting like this.
Listen, he had a 2-pump maximum because he got over there. Because as soon as she left, she said, I'm home and alive. That lets you know right there she wanted to die.
Home and alive. I said,
when she get home, first of all, when you're drunk, you just want, sometimes you just want to do a thing. What you won't want to do is waste a good drunk moment. Like, and then you get over there.
You got your grocery list. You over there thinking about.
I watching.
I believe I might need to get some cabbage. Do I want to make roast this Sunday, or do I want catfish? Like this.
3 hours later, they're gonna say, "What were your thoughts?" If you got to ask,
thoughts. I said, "What the hell going on here? Wait a minute."
If you got to ask, Then she said, "Oh, you first." He said, "I asked you." She said, "I don't have no thoughts.
I don't have any thoughts." I said, "Oh, it was terrible."
Somebody that never talk to you again, never answer just don't hug you in your face. That man, you have set her up for a letdown. That man was talking premium cash trash on that dang on text message. Oh, I go below the belt. Do you wear belts? Look, he talking all the trash in the world. And whatever happened, she said, "I'm never going to speak to him again. Not in his face, not never."
Y'all had to show y'all. My sister had a shirt on. She got a shirt on today.
You.
Thank you, girl. I love it, girl. You got to send me a picture.
Okay, he wanted her. He got her. It was the time of his life. It was everything in his dreams. And she had no thoughts. He was bold enough to text in John's face. That's how bad he wanted it again. And she ain't even look at the phone.
She didn't even look at the damn phone. Didn't even tell the man, hey. Didn't even tell him, hey. I said, but here's the crazy part. I say something wrong with Karen too. John died and you text that man, John's dead. You think he didn't know? She giving me mixed signals, and I'm not even that man. He didn't even.
All the he said it was mixed signals. He even started getting irritated because he was ready to
you text that man, John's dead.
I think she probably texts everybody that. I think anybody's text message probably got that in it because I think she just text. You think she was just texting everybody? I do. Because I don't think, and this is just my personal thought, I didn't watch the first case. I've only watched a couple of documentaries. I don't know everything intimately. I don't watch her live.
What you gonna say? We'll fix it.
I feel like Karen don't know how to be alone.
Oh, I feel like they didn't get into that. I don't know.
Yeah, she just comes off as that person that don't like to be alone. So even if she is alone, she'll
say she had been in a long-term relationship, got out of that, and then reconnected with John. So you might be right.
No, she didn't. She was reconnected with John and had to end that relationship, is what she texted.
No, she was back. Well, okay, I'm not going to say no. How I interpret it is that I'm with this guy. We might be towards the end. I end up meeting with John and just say, you know what, I'm going to end their relationship. It's not it. That's how I took it.
That's why I said she ended one before the other one began, because that's exactly what she was getting ready to do with Higgins. She didn't care. Man looked like Penguin off of Batman. She was just going with whoever was about to give her some dang.
D, you could be right in Kiss, you better stay away from them lot lizards on Lamar. Them some different type of women. Kiss, I saw a woman on Lamar in some booty shorts and some Nike slides. I said these some different type of workers out here on Lamar. I'm talking about booty shorts, Nike slides. And her wig didn't look like it was, the wig looked like it was synthetic about 6 months ago. I said they different over here. They different on Lamar. They different on Lamar.
It might be.
I said, talk about not coming to work prepared. That's not professional.
Karen can't sit still. Karen don't know what to do. Karen like to get up. It says socks or no socks.
Socks or no, she had no socks on. This was 2 weeks ago when I was in Memphis. My nephew told me, oh, look at her at work. I said, no, she not. You think she working? Once she turned around, I saw nothing but ass. I said, oh yeah, she working. Right across from the little gas station right there on Lamar. I said, okay. But yeah, I don't know what. I'm still going to be of the mind that Karen, a piece of her, probably did want to see what was going on with Higgins. Another piece was trying to get back at John. And then if she'd been around him, there may have been a piece of her that really did connect with him. They're not from Canton. He doesn't have children. She doesn't have children. So maybe she was thinking, he seems cool. Maybe I could get the life I'm thinking I deserve, because fighting with John about kids that's not mine or his is not the life I thought about. I wanted. She definitely made it clear. She said 20 times, I don't have kids.
This is the thing. What was the biggest bomb drop in text messages for you?
Thoughts.
What was it? Huh?
Thoughts.
The thoughts. You know what hit me?
I don't know why. I don't remember feeling like they slept together last trial.
Somebody else said they didn't go into all that the last trial, and that they definitely was only under the impression that there was a kiss.
I thought it was a kiss. I thought they and you did, like, it left us kind of wondering, like, damn, why she back off? This go around, I feel like, oh, they slept together and she didn't like it. But y'all know, eventually I got to go back and watch it because I need to see if we got here.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, friend, when she said he not as good at this mom thing as he think he is.
Oh,
he really don't want these kids. He just really loved his sister. He don't know what he
wasn't up for this. He just trying to be a good. But let me tell you something. I thought that shit was honest as hell. I thought it was honest as hell. Okay, you're a mom. How did you feel hearing this stuff from her?
Let me tell you something. When I heard that, I said, that's going to piss some people off. But that's if all everybody had to say about John was he was Mr. Mom. He was great. He did this. He did that. We never heard that. That means that she was the only one that actually knew John. And like I always tell people when they talk about their mamas and stuff like that, it's like your mama don't know you the way your spouse know you. Because there's a certain way you're going to conduct yourself in front of your mama, but your spouse get whatever you got when you come home, when you ain't feeling good, when you don't feel like it, the shit you can't say to your mama, your spouse get all of that. So he can't look his mama in the eye and say, I ain't mean to take these kids. Your turn, tag you it. He can't look at everything.
Well, they say he and Peggy went to court fighting for the kids. He won. So he hadn't spoken to Peggy in years. They had a strained relationship. He won.
Well, he know his mama though too, so he probably knew that them kids probably be better with him than with his mama, because his mama looked like she got a mean streak in her. His mama looked like she looked like that little weird.
Why her son's girlfriend is at the hospital after he'd been allegedly unalive.
Why are you here? Yeah, ain't nothing that make me feel like Peggy ain't coming off.
Hey, baby, Peggy was kicking that foot so hard today when Yuri was up there.
Peggy tried her best. Peggy tried her best every day to look sad, and it looked like it hurt. Every day. It just looked like it hurt.
Probably does. It probably does hurt. It probably does.
And the crazy thing is, she was probably the one to see him with the kids in a way that nobody else has seen. And that might have been why she did what she did for those kids.
Yep.
That might have been why she overcompensated with whatever she wanted to give them a piece of, so that they could have some balance. And now he's arguing with her about it and fussing with her about it and fighting with her about it. And now her true feelings coming out. You really ain't that good at this, my boy. That's why I'm over here taking them for pedicures and stuff. That's why I'm keeping them in my house to give you a minute to breathe, because that wasn't it. That blowing up on people, that ain't it.
And being mad about small things, like taking them to Dunkin'. First of all, let me tell you something about the kids I got. When Mariah went to high school, we passed a Starbucks and a Dunkin'. Mariah didn't ask for that every day. But most days, if we got time, sure we can stop by. But I'm not doing it every day, child. I can't afford to do it every day. My kids know that. And for him to say they're going to expect it every day. No, they're not, because they know you. They know you. Your kids know their mother. They know their father. They know who they can get certain things out of. So I didn't understand that argument. So if you're coming at me, arguing with me about Dunkin' Donuts, I feel her. That's petty.
Well, my thing was, it was real interesting to me that their argument when they exposed the text messages between John and Karen was that Karen was going to do things to make the kids spoiled. But when Karen was talking to Higgins, she said them kids is already spoiled.
They already spoiled.
People are gonna definitely feel sorry for you. My little sister talks about it all the time. Her mom died when she was 7. So her parents, her grandmother, sometimes they feel like, oh, her mama's not here. We gotta go harder.
They overcompensate and they don't pay attention to stuff that they doing. I know somebody like that, and they did that their entire life, even into adulthood, and still can't take accountability for nothing that they do.
You can't. She said, Ash said, I just thought about this. Can you imagine getting this by a lady with the bag? You know what? She said, can you imagine getting this by a lady with the bag and no ass?
Well, they was round about the same boat. But the thing is, she can get her bag off. Higgins still look like Penguin. Oh, he better not never tell nobody but God. And now she probably never thought it would come out. Never thought it would come out. And boom. Trial number 2. They were so mad she didn't have no. They were so mad, and no pictures for them. They sound like they was real mad about that. Bet not never tell nobody but God. And now everybody knows. I think Karen was hoping to marry John because she was acting like the wife, but he wanted to keep one foot out. So she was like, fine, I can do the same. I think that's what that was. I just think Higgins got lucky. And I just felt like possibly there was a very small pool of people who are not part of the clique, right? Because she wouldn't have been able to holler at nobody that was from Canton. They all part of the crew. She had to holler at somebody who was not from there for them to understand. That's it. She was going to have to holler at somebody that was not a part of the clique. Otherwise, they would have just went and told John, and it wouldn't have the same thing. Well, this is the thing. Somebody pointed out that the way he was looking and the way his face sunk in, he looked like Robin Williams. But I love Robin Williams, so I said he can't have Robin Williams. But all the wrinkles underneath, I said he looked more like Miss Doubtfire when she went and
Definitely gave Miss Doubtfire. Definitely gave Miss Doubtfire.
And then who was Melissa?
The lady who she got the
It
number.
Sounded like they was swinging. Everybody upside down pineapple people.
I don't know what's going on in the city of Canton. But for Higgins to be so comfortable and for John to suspect something between Karen and Higgins, but still approach him how he did at the bar, I'm gonna tell you something. I can't see it. I can't see it, baby. I can't see that.
The only way I can see it, I can see it in the mind of John was investigating. Ain't no cop gonna let you know when you being investigated. He was playing it cool. Said people that say her crazy voicemails were enough to prove she was guilty has clearly never dated anyone from Alabama because I thought her messages were mine. Listen, baby, I don't never. If that's enough you convicted, I don't never want nobody to see or hear nothing when I feel slighted. Because I will run out of room on your voicemail, call you back and tell you another thing. And if I call you and you don't answer the phone, now you a punk. Now you pussy. Because now how you not answering the phone you pay for with your skirt ass? I'm just going to finish what I got to say. Every time I think about it, I'm not about to sit up here and I think I dropped you off. And she kept calling him a pervert. That's how you know something in that house ain't right. She kept calling him a pervert. Where did that come from? She kept calling him a pervert. I said, just because he went in that house. Now, let me tell you something. Again, Karen is the nice one. Because if I drop you off and you talking about you're going to go in the house and come right back, I'm coming in.
Okay, stop there. I said the same thing. But I'm like, was she just like too mad? Because I would have knocked on the door, not even to be fighting him, just to say, damn, what you want me to do? You want me to leave you here or I'm finna go? Because I'm calling you, you're not answering.
Oh, you go in that house and don't come back? And you don't answer the phone? not coming to talk. I'm not answering no questions. I hope they got insurance, and you in there with your friends. I need protection. I'm bringing my car with me. I'd have drove straight through that front door. Hello, party over here, ain't nothing over there. Because obviously we party.
Brianna said she knew she wasn't liked by the women, but here's the crazy part. She was cool with Jen. Nicole Albert, whose house it was, did not speak to her at all when they were at Waterfall. Neither did Caitlin. So I get her not really wanting to go in. But that's why she said, listen, go make sure that I can get in. And if I can get in, if I can come in, then let's go from there. Right? So I get her not getting out the car. But at the point you're calling him and he's not answering, babe, I'm putting the car in park and I got to go see what's up.
I'm not putting it in park. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but I'm coming through reverse. At this point, you wanted me to come in there because at this, like, what? What are we doing here? Because why would we ever like that? Let me tell you something. The way I would have been out, first of all, the whole neighborhood waking up. Okay, do you hear me? You better hope I come knock on the door because I ain't. You should have came when I answered the door. When I say I'm going to lay on that horn, everybody gonna come out the house. Everybody gonna wake up. Chief Deputy cross.
Think about if she did that. Would we be here? Or would we know for a fact we found him laying beside her, whatever. I don't think he was hit by a car, but whatever.
If I lay on that horn, if you don't bring your ass out that house, guess what your neighbors is? So if something did go down in that house, she probably would have known what was going on. But I wish she would have done something. Because let me tell you something. What she should have done is I would have been out there acting a fool. Y'all talking about how loud she is, how much she screamed and all that. She didn't do none of that. She didn't do none of that. I wish she would have because she might have saved his life. But she definitely, when I say laying on, all your neighbors waking up. All your neighbors waking up because I didn't call you to left me sitting out. You think I'm going to sit here? And you didn't have me come from the other side of town to come over here and be with you and be your Uber? And you in there with a heifer that can't walk unless she looking at her ankles? Cool. I mean, when I say you've been flashing my brights, horn on, I'd have been sitting on top of the hood of the car by the time they came. Hello, what's up?
You got somebody. I wouldn't have known loud. I don't get how she didn't go in. I think that's crazy.
They said like the live just shot o'clock. Shot o'clock. Shot o'clock.
Shot o'clock. O'Keefe o'clock. O'Keefe o'clock. Let's go. O'Keefe o'clock.
Thing aerates everything, so it takes forever. I said,
yeah, we're gonna get on live after I get off here. I gotta go get some tequila first, but I'm gonna sit with probably make some lemon drops. I don't know if y'all follow Isha on live. Y'all know the girl who said, "Get my hair done tomorrow. Get my hair done tomorrow." Girl, she be just sitting on live with the music playing and just. I told Mariah, I said, "Girl, I'm gonna just sit on live. I'm not gonna talk at all. I'm just gonna sit there, play music, lap my knees, and move from side to side."
So before we go, I think we didn't hit everything for this week. But before we go, what's your plans this weekend? It's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day, friend.
I didn't even know it was Mother's Day until Wednesday. I'm gonna go probably tomorrow. I'm gonna go get some flowers with some blue in it in remembrance of my mom. I'm going to get a Reese's and I'm gonna get a Coke because those are some of the things she likes. I'm gonna enjoy those things and probably go to the movies and finally see Sinners with Mariah. I'll probably do
that, friend. So I was thinking about
that's all. I didn't even know. Kiss, I didn't even know. I did not know it was Mother's Day. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I see the date every day because when I'm online, it's in the right corner of my laptop. But I wouldn't know what the date is if it wasn't for the cell phone and in this damn laptop. You know, when you're not writing the date every day, like, you know, people who go to work, y'all answer emails, and you're writing the date. You're not writing the date every day. And you know, I don't work a regular job. I don't know.
Listen, you working. So this is what we're going to do, y'all. I got one request, and I said it to my lives, but anybody who does not watch with me during the day, because you watching with Mel, because who else would you be watching with? My request for everybody on Mother's Day, I know everybody calls it content now, but get pictures of mom. Pictures of mom, videos of mom, not just when our hair's all over the place, not just on Mother's Day, but all too often, moms are the ones behind the camera. They catching all the memories. They catching all the events. Get some of mom, okay? And if you are a mom, don't do nothing. Have a good time. Lay around. F them kids. What are the doves, Mel? Doves.
I don't understand.
What?
I don't understand this chat sometimes. I'm not ashamed of my doves, baby.
What you mean? What's wrong?
They want me to show you my doves I made. And why the first one is the one that looked like it's on drugs?
I was about to say now the first one looked like Higgins, but
was the best one right here. This was the best one right there. So I went to therapy. Oh, look at that. Oh God, y'all. My mom is a Zeta. My mom is a Zeta.
Is she? Oh,
my mom is a Zeta. Y'all see, I must have messed that one up.
Now, I don't feel bad because that's what I thought it was. The first one I saw was cranes.
Yeah, look at that one.
Make your
she being nice.
Don't want to see me. You definitely y'all want to see me. Y'all know what my birds look like. Y'all know back in the day when y'all used to make that sun in the corner.
What is that lady said? Obese screen.
And then they had the birds that look like the V. I make them. Y'all don't want to see Miss J. Miss J is not the drawer. She is not.
Y'all, let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what's so crazy. I really lost it because I had to take art in school, not ace that class. I really put my mind to it. Did well. Not only that, I do think I'm artistic. It just didn't show in there. Oh, that's your soror. Period. Chaz. Hold on. Let me show her this. Chaz and my mom. And y'all second Miss J taking pictures because my mama had a whole booklet. This whole obituary, it's a whole booklet. And it's really nice. But Chaz, we had a whole Zeta section. Do you hear me?
A whole Zeta.
My mother bleeds blue Zeta. She charted two chapters in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, Germantown and Bartlett, Tennessee. She is Zeta to her heart, child. Everybody, my mama, you know, she had something on with Zeta. Something. She loved it.
I know that's right. All right, friend. You got any more? I think that's all I have.
I think that's it for me, friend. That is it for me. And I hope you guys have an amazing Mother's Day. I do second Miss J. Y'all call your mamas. Don't text them because y'all know on otherhood, them boys text their mama. Do not text your mama. Pick up that phone and call your mama, hear her voice.
And listen, think about stuff your mama will want. And listen, when I say about it, when I say your mama want her house clean without her having to clean it, right?
Ooh-wee.
She wants you to act like you got some sense without her having to yell. Your mama wants you to think about things before you say them and not just wait for her to fix them. Your mama might want you to just be a little bit proactive. So if you can't think of nothing to get her, you can't think of a way to say thank you, just act like you got some sense and do something without her having to ask. She might cook for you. She might cook for you. But if you a mama, kick your feet up. They'll figure it out. Don't worry about what's for dinner. Don't worry about who gonna do it. Kick your feet up. Get cute. and take a picture. I don't care if you got a dress you've been waiting to wear. You know what? It's your time. Wear it for you. Wear it to Walmart while you picking up the butter, okay? Walk in there in your click clacks and some sequins. Who cares? The occasion is you, okay? Tasha, she gonna say I treated you like that.
Sea turtles is crazy. and Key, what I tell your ex, you better get us something for both days. Both days are important. Okay.
All right, y'all. Well, I guess Mel is going live in a little bit, so I will probably hop on there with y'all in a minute. I'm about to go chill.
I'm going live with my limit drops, and I ain't talking. I'm telling y'all now, I'm just gonna sit on there and
wait a minute. Where you going live at? You got
TikTok.
some music?
Yeah.
Oh,
TikTok.
I can go over there.
Play some music.
Play some music.
Be doing any twerking. I won't even make it. I might just tap my leg or something. I'm gonna sit there just
on Mother's Day weekend. It is what it is. I'm excited for everybody. I know some amazing women that make some things happen. That's for the mamas, that's bonus mamas, that's step mamas, grandmamas, aunties, big sisters that got to be sisters that got to take care of sisters, cousins that got to take care of little ones. Listen, it's for all of us this weekend. Everybody. If you had to show up for somebody that you ain't even have to give birth to, it's for you. But y'all have an amazing Mother's Day weekend. If I don't see y'all before, we're going to head on over to TikTok so we can twerk a little bit with Mel. And if I don't see y'all sometime this weekend, we'll see you Monday morning. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
See y'all later. Bye-bye.